Well, hello, everyone. I hope that you've had a chance to look at the syllabus, to look at the video that describes the course, and that you have a notion of what you should be doing and what, generally speaking, we will be doing together, what we'll be exploring in this course, and what the approach to engineering ethics actually is. As always, I am available to you. Just I don't keep regular office hours or anything. I figure that when a student wants to contact me, they should feel completely free to do so, either by email or calling me on my cell phone. I've given you my cell phone number. So please contact me with any questions, ideas, comments, problems you have with the course. So we're looking at week one. I hope you have a notion from looking at the course outline what the approach is here and how we'll be approaching the subject of engineering ethics. It's clear that part one of the course really focuses on the question of engineering as a profession, and to do that, we have to have a notion of what a profession is or what it's considered to be, and then think about engineering in relation to that. It is a very complicated subject, as you'll see. Engineering is in many ways an established profession, but there's still resistance within it, and the whole idea of a profession is certainly in flux and things like that. So, but looking at the week one, the NSP Code of Ethics is a very important document for me as far as setting really what the framework of engineering ethics is. And to do that is to choose to view engineering ethics as professional ethics, to view engineering as a profession, as the way to approach it. Clearly, one of the very vital, essential, central aspects of something being a profession is some sort of organization and some sort of code of ethics, which is adopted by the organization of professionals. Of course, there are many different engineering organizations. That is one of the complicating matters in engineering considered as a profession, unlike doctors and lawyers who have a central professional organization, the AMA or the ABA. There is no one central professional organization for engineers. It's more or less every field, pretty much. Electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, civil engineers have their own professional society. But the NSPE, which is the Society of Professional Engineers, but also in some way or another is kind of the one organization that spans through all the different fields of engineering and purports in a way to talk for all engineers. So it's a simplifying sort of thing. So the NSP Code of Ethics is an incredibly important document. As you'll see, we'll look at a number of the Board of Ethical Review cases. The Board of Ethical Review is an institution within the NSPE, which is the most important repository of engineering ethics materials that exists. As you'll see, it's just dozens, hundreds really of cases, which are, there for teaching purposes rather than for any kind of disciplinary purposes. Names are changed, facts are changed. It's really for the purpose of airing relevant issues in engineering ethics and providing guidance for engineers. And then just a little thing, are codes of ethics useful? We clearly, there's no settled opinion on whether or not codes of ethics, either by professional societies or by corporations, which is different, whether any of them are doing any good. I want to keep that up in the air. And then a couple of cases, 05-3 and 1-10, which I think are particularly good cases to start raising the issues involved with engineering. First of all, if we look at 05-3, if I'm remembering which one is which, failure to respond to client, that's an interesting one. It really is about not returning your messages. And that's a fairly trivial thing. But when it comes to the relationship between a professional and their client, it maybe isn't such a trivial thing. If you or I, in the course of our private lives or even our business lives, let's say, or our job lives, we don't return some messages, that's one thing. But if we're in a professional client relationship and all of the all that goes along with that in terms of duty and responsibility, it may be a very big deal not to return your messages. So I find that a particularly interesting little case. A trivial matter, but viewed in light of professionalism, becomes maybe not so trivial a matter. And then 1-10, which is in a certain respect, a very trivial matter, having to do with taking a vacation at someone else's expense, sort of getting over a little bit as a, somebody who's looking for a job. I'm not saying that the BER is entirely correct here, but it does raise the issue, sort of, if you are a member of profession, what sort of code of conduct does that impose upon you? And things that you might consider to be trivial matters, or things that you might let slide with regard to people who are doing ordinary jobs, might not be so trivial again, and might not be something that you would let slide when people are engaging in a profession or consider themselves professionals. So these BER cases are fairly trivial matters, but do, I think, bring into focus some of the possible differences in terms of ethical responsibilities between professionals and non-professionals. So that is the idea here. We're just getting into the subject of engineering as a profession. Next week, if we look at the course schedule, we will be looking at something that's very much more generalized, the whole idea of professional ethics in general, not anything to do particularly with engineers, but the basis of the idea of this higher, perhaps, standard of ethical conduct on the part of engineers. But that's week 2.